Hello and welcome to Knock to Know. Today I'm going to share you a few stories of Ouija board. You all might have heard about it. So, when Vince, now 30, was a child, one of his friends goaded him into playing with the Ouija board in his basement. Young Vince didn't expect anything out of the ordinary to happen, so he went along with it. Once they started to play, however, the lights began to flicker. The air around them grew cold, and a spirit began to communicate with them through the board. The spirit spelled out a Russian name and claimed he had been murdered. We took a break to make some pizza rolls, Vince says, but we forgot to close the circle when we were done. If you're new to Ouija board stories, that's a giant no-no. After returning to the basement, the energy was much heavier, and books and things were sprawled out on the floor. And yet, the board remained perfectly still in the center of the room, just how they had left it. Upon looking at a mirror that was nearby, the eye of the Ouija board was moving sporadically in its reflection. I've always wanted to tell this story, but I've never had an opportunity. My father told me his experience with it. My father and his friends were playing with a Ouija board and just generally goofing around with it. None of them believed that the board actually had any sort of power. Eventually, through either intuition or a simple prediction, the board said my father's friend's dad would die in the near future. This disturbed my dad's friend, who stopped playing soon after. The next week, his father was struck by a car and killed immediately. Ever since, my father's friend has been deathly afraid of any kind of Ouija board. I know my father wouldn't have made up something like this. It's just not in his nature. Although it's certainly spooky, I think it's more to do with coincidence than a Ouija predicting it. I can never but thought. So these were the two stories about Ouija board. If you want to know more about the Ouija board, you might see it in our upcoming videos. Till then, like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe the channel.